Dear Lord, we thank you so much for the day that you've given us and all your blessings. Now be with us, Lord, as we conduct the city business. And as always, Lord, we want you to know that we'll try to do it in the best way to be pleasing unto you. Thank you for watching over all the departments. And in Jesus' name, give you the praise and glory. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening. Oh, okay. Now we good? All right. Welcome to the October 28th regular city council meeting for the city of West Frankfort. We will call roll and then call the meeting to order.
Mayor, they're not.
Can't hear me?
Let me turn it up again.
Can you hear me now? All right. So call the meeting to order and, or we'll take roll and then call the meeting to order.
Commissioner Harkins?
Here.
Commissioner Howard?
Here.
Commissioner Stanley?
Here.
Commissioner Warren?
Here.
Mayor Arview?
Here. And then before we get started tonight, I did want to go ahead and read the ordinance regarding city council meetings. So public participation at city council meetings, this is 2.06.025 of our city ordinances. A, comments invited. Comments from the public shall be invited at each city council meeting, at the close of each council meeting, or at such time as deemed appropriate by the mayor or other person presiding at the meeting, shall ask for and permit comments on any subject. All state law and city ordinances relating to open meetings and to posting and filing copies of the agenda shall be complied with. B, disruptions prohibited. Nothing herein shall permit any person or group to disrupt any meeting of the city council. Any person disrupting any meeting shall be advised by the mayor or person presiding at the meeting or any police officer to cease the disruption. If the person fails to cease the disruption, the person may be ejected from the meeting, and any person so disrupting a meeting, well, actually, that part I'll not read at the moment. And then D, time limits. Persons desiring to speak at a meeting of the city council shall obtain recognition by the mayor or person presiding at the meeting of the city council before speaking. Unless otherwise allowed by a majority of the members of the city council present or by the mayor, no person shall speak to the city council for more than 5 minutes. No group or organization may collectively speak to a meeting of the city council for more than 30 minutes, nor shall any one member thereof speak for more than 5 minutes. E, city officers and employees. Nothing in this section shall prohibit any member of the city council from speaking at any time and at any length, subject to rules of order, and nothing herein shall prohibit any city officer or employee from asking for recognition and making a comment or suggestion at any time during the city council proceeding. And I would like to add that for this particular meeting and possibly even future meetings, I am adding this rule to the meeting. All persons addressing the city council shall do so in a manner that maintains order and allows the meeting to proceed efficiently. Speakers shall not engage in conduct that actually disrupts or prevents the orderly conduct of the meeting, including shouting over others, refusing to yield the floor, making true threats of violence, or engaging in behavior intended to provoke an immediate breach of the peace. Comments should be directed to the council as a body and not to individual members. The presiding officer may interrupt or end a speaker's comments only if the speaker's conduct causes an actual disruption of the meeting. So having said all that, item number 1, approval of the agenda. I don't know of any amendments we need to make to the agenda, so I would just ask for a motion to approve the agenda for the use of this meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve it. I'll second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arview?
Yes. Item 2, approval of the minutes from the October 14th regular council meeting. I do appreciate you, Commissioner Howard, for running that meeting while I was gone. And I appreciate all the the mentions and the flowers and everything from the city and different ones for my mom's funeral. I appreciate all of that. So if there's no amendments or any additions to the minutes, I'd entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 3, approval of a resolution for the Voorhees Go Forth family to sponsor the Fantasy of Lights Parade to be held on Tuesday, November 25th, 2025 at 6:30 p.m.
I'll make a motion to approve that resolution.
I'll second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 4, approval of a lease agreement with Flabby Daddy Dips at the West Frankfort Mall. So this is a monthly lease payment of $350 per month with the first and last month's lease payment at the signing of the lease.
We'll make a motion, we approve that.
I'll second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 5, I'm particularly excited about this. Discussion with possible action regarding the purchase of a canine dog and program for the West Frankfort Police Department. Feel like this is something we've really needed for a while with the drugs and crime problem in West Frankfort. This will really help us out. And this is paid for through funds that we got through the opioid settlement. So at various meetings in the past, you've heard us vote for different things about the opioid settlement agreement. And that's where the money for this is going to be coming from. So do we have a
I'll
motion?
make a motion to approve the
I'll
purchase
second.
of that.
All right, we
I
have a
think it's a
motion.
good thing.
Second. Call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. And then item 6 goes with that, discussion with possible action regarding establishing a fund for the West Frankfort Police Department K-9 program. This would just be sort of a designated fund for that use. Like I said, those funds, they do have to be used for things for, drug, things pertaining to drug addiction and that sort of thing. So this falls into that category. So this way we separate a fund in our accounts just for this program.
Do we have a designated trainer yet, or do we know who's,
Yes,
so your work,
It's Officer Dakota Jostin,
okay.
who as of now has agreed that he would like to do it, and
Yeah.
so we're working.
Gonna
towards
work
that.
with it. And is that fund, can you donate to that fund like you do the beautification?
And well, that's, if we set this fund up, I would like it to be added that any donations, any grants that we receive for drugs, any seizures, using the dog, the LW-27.
And
could
by
go
dog,
into this separate fund,
yeah,
where we could use it if we need to update our equipment, or.
and dog food?
Well, yeah.
And as that grows, then I would hope that we do a couple benefits or get some more donations. We'd be in the market to replace a dog, and if it all goes well, in 4 years, we could have 4 or 5 dogs.
How old is that
24
dog?
hours. How old?
Is it like a young dog that's just been trained, or?
We won't get to pick the dog out until January 9th.
Yeah, we will go down, and then the academy for the dog and the trainer begins,
Oh,
I think,
gotcha.
January 12th.
Right.
Oh, so the trainer goes to the academy with the dog?
Yes,
When
and
we
they-
get it?
they
So
learn
it's
together.
a dog, we'd have certain dog for a long time then probably, or several years?
Several years,
Okay,
if the health holds out.
yeah,
Right, yeah.
you don't run him to death.
Yeah.
That's why we get a couple extra dogs that.
Yeah,
Yeah, rotate
he
them out.
needs a day
yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
So do we have a motion to establish the fund for them?
I'll make that motion.
All right,
I'll second it.
okay, call roll.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 7, approval to pay an invoice from Executive Outsourcing in the amount of $16,715.24 for the City of West Frankfort audit prep from 10/6/25 to 10/19/25.
I'll make a motion to approve payment of that invoice.
I second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 8, approval to pay an invoice from Johnson's Auto and Truck Repair in the amount of $8,697.88 for repairs made to the 2016 Ram 5500A1 ambulance for the West Frankfort Fire Department.
I'll make a motion, we pay this invoice.
I'll second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 9, approval to pay an invoice from Greater Egypt Regional Planning and Development Commission in the amount of $6,000 for invoice number 3 for the Big Muddy Watershed NARP contract.
I'll make a motion to pay that.
I'll second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 10, approval to pay an invoice to Greater Egypt in the amount of $11,343.57, invoice number 4, for reimbursement on the stormwater grant using funds received from Delta Regional Authority. So that's another one of those, it's just passing through our hands.
I'll make a motion we pay that.
I second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 11, approval to pay an invoice from Illinois Public Risk Fund in the amount of $16,972 even regarding December 2025 workers' compensation.
I'll make a motion we pay that invoice.
I'll second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 12, approval of contractor's pay estimate number 6 to Hayer Plumbing and Heating, Inc. for the West Frankfort STP effluent disinfection in the amount of $120,693.20.
I'll make a motion to pay it.
I'll second.
Call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 13, approval of a construction engineering bill number 6 from Brown & Roberts, Inc. for the West Frankfort STP effluent disinfection in the amount of $2,932.30.
Make a motion to pay that.
I'll
I'll sec-
second.
Go ahead, Linda.
You can have it if you want.
Well, we have a second.
Oh, yeah.
Call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 14, approval to pay an invoice from Brown & Roberts, Inc. in the amount of $7,500 for 2021 DCEO grant sewer project number 21-242020, invoice number 3, final for the West Frankfort Sewer Department. Matt, you want to,
I'll make a motion to pay that, but you want to
yeah, you
explain
want to
about it?
kind
It's associated with that sewage treatment plant, effluent disinfection, the DCO grant administration on that.
gotcha. All right. So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. Call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. For item 15, I'll let our attorney speak.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll have more information for the public during the city attorney report regarding this, but I've done some research and I've reached the conclusion that the city has a good faith basis to file litigation against Tina Rose. The short version is you can't turn around and sue someone just because they sued you once, but there's a certain threshold that you might reach, and the Illinois Supreme Court has said, such insidious behavior is actionable. Once the lawsuit is filed, it'll be a public document. The public will be able to access it through the court system, or if anyone wants to post it on the internet, they can. But my recommendation is, and I would like, the city council can't do this in closed session, so I would like the city council's permission to file this lawsuit.
Yes, and I just, a couple of comments, and then we'll take the vote. One is, yes, we cannot make decisions in closed session, so this has been discussed in closed session, and now we have to take a vote publicly in open session regarding this. And then regarding the naming Tina in this item, historically, you look through any of our agendas, anytime that something is given to or there's an individual involved. For instance, with the item number 3, we mentioned the Voorhees and Goforth family. We specifically, in the interest of transparency, we do name individuals. We have done that historically, and if we were to change that, it would actually be going against past practice. So having said that, then, do we have a motion to approve action authorizing litigation against Tina Rose?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 15 is or 16, I'm sorry, is the consent agenda. The only thing on the consent agenda this time is the approval to pay the bills.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
I'll second it.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. Item 17, building and sign permits.
All right, first off, we have a permit for James Shank, 19705 East Old Lake Road for a new house being built on one of our lease properties. I have a registered contractor building plans. I recommend we go ahead and approve that permit.
Okay,
I'll make a motion, we approve that then.
I'll second it.
all right. We have a motion second, call roll.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes.
The next one is for a roof mount residential solar project, 316 East Elm Street. I have plans for this, registered contractor. I recommend we go ahead and approve that permit.
I make a motion to approve that permit.
Second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes.
Next one is a fence permit, 2101 East Charles Street, fence encompassing a solar project. It meets all the requirements of our solar and fence permitting in our ordinances. I recommend you go ahead and approve that.
I'll make a motion, we approve that then.
I'll second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes.
Next one's a fence permit, 1908 East Oak Street for Robert Greeley. This does encompass part of the church property there, but he does have an agreement on file with the church to use that property. It is self-construction. It does meet all of our requirements. Recommend you go ahead and approve that permit.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
I'll second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. That's all you got. Item 18, mayor's report. Just real quick, I do want to address some questions that people have had in the past about the old lake. So, you know that we did declare it surplus property. It is, I mean, it's not for sale, but we're not actively selling the old lake at this point in time. We did get it appraised, And we have had some people ask about it. No actual offers made that we're considering right now. So I just kind of wanted to settle that in case, because I know there's been questions about that. Have we sold the lake? No, we have not. It is declared surplus property, and we have had it appraised. So that's all I got.
Well, police and fire department are moving forward. Glad to get the K-9, get that going. I was up at the fire station today where the kids was being, having on fire prevention. That's good. It's good to see them there asking questions. Some of them had some pretty good questions. That's all I have to say.
I'm very happy to report that we got a draft copy of the FY23 audit today. It is expected to be issued on or before the end of this month. And 24, the young lady who's working on that is, she's got most of it done. Waiting on the audit adjustments so we can adjust the books to start off the same as the audit ended the year before. So I think it's looking up finally. I'm happy about that.
Yep. Progress. Like it.
Well, I've been on commission for a while. That street and water sewer guys have done a good job since I've been gone, and everything's going good. And getting ready for Christmas now. So I appreciate you guys.
Yay. Regarding the lake, the new lake, we were planning to try to lower it this year, like maybe in November. But we've tried to get a couple of bids on the valve that I said something about last time. And we don't have 2 bids, and we need to discuss this further because when we do lower the lake, we're also going to fix the dams, the work that we have to do, and everybody else fix their docks and stuff. So it's probably going to be next year, but we will keep it on the agenda for doing it. We just don't want to open a valve that's going to cause a lot of problems. So we're taking our time with the planning. And other than today is National First Responders Day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for your service and
Yeah.
keeping us safe. I appreciate all of you. That's it.
Agreed. Okay. So then that brings us to item 20.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. If you get tired of me talking, just ask me to stop and I'll abide the chairman. I just want to start by reiterating what the mayor said earlier. It's not meant to be threatening, but the truth is, and in recent meetings, we've had members of the public yell from the crowd, interrupt, and those things are not allowed. There are city ordinances that ban that, and I believe it qualifies as disorderly conduct. But the reason we say that, some people don't understand quite what the Illinois Open Meetings Act means and the purpose of it. The purpose is to force the city to make certain decisions in the public's eye, so to speak, and to allow you to have an opportunity to speak. So when the members of the public come up here and speak to the council has no obligation to respond to you. They're human beings. If you ask a simple, easy question, they might quickly respond. Sometimes when they feel threatened, intimidated, or someone that has filed multiple lawsuits against them directs comments or questions in their direction, you may not be surprised to hear me say, I'd advise you not answer that question. And because that has gone on for many months, I've prepared some remarks today. I realize there's a heightened level of public interest, and I think moving forward, I'll probably provide periodic updates on some of these issues. So that being said, I'd like to start by reassuring the public. You've heard a lot of negative things probably about your council, your mayor, your city clerk, your codes officer, your fire chief, police chief, et cetera. I work with all of these folks. Now, I am a private attorney, so I represent other cities, other villages, but I get to see this on a daily basis. These folks call me after hours sometimes when they have problems. And I want you to know that in the city of West Frankfort, I have no doubt that everyone here is trying to do what's best for the city and its citizens. Are they perfect? No. Am I a perfect lawyer? Of course not. But I believe you have a very good team up here. I work most closely with the mayor, the codes officer, and the city clerk. And as far as those individuals, the mayor comes up with a lot of good ideas. He's always looking for ways to improve your code of ordinances. He helps me draft some of the ordinances sometimes. You've got a clerk that is responsible for drafting all kinds of documents, responding to Freedom of Information Act requests. Sometimes that's difficult. Works from home sometimes because she needs to keep up with her workload. Prepares the agendas for these meetings. And your codes officer, in my opinion, and I'm sorry to the others if they disagree, but probably has the hardest job in the city. He has to knock on people's doors, tell them when they're not abiding by codes, issue citations. It's not a pleasant job. I have no doubt that he does not enjoy doing that, but he feels obligated to do it to try to improve the city to the best of his ability. So that's my personal opinion. You're welcome to disagree with it, but I think you have a good leadership team here. Now, as to the lawsuit that the council has just authorized against Tina Rose, I'd like to give the public a little bit more information. I'll point out if any of this information is not available from public documents, but I believe I pulled all of this information from publicly available documents. She purchased her house in the city of West Frankfort in November of 2023. So she's been a West Frankfort resident for less than 2 years. Before I became a city attorney in 2024, it's my understanding that the prior city attorney met with her, along with the mayor, the city clerk, and the codes officer, who tried to address some of her complaints, which were mostly about neighboring properties. Her complaints were initially polite, and of course they escalated. At one point, we got to the point where we were able to get a court order authorizing demolition of a house near hers. Those things take time. Your lawyer's got to file a lawsuit, you got to serve the owners, you got to publish notices in the newspaper, you got to go to court, and after you get the legal ability to do that, you tear the house down finally, and it costs the city money. And after that was done, or as it was being done, she videotaped it and filed a complaint with the Illinois EPA, and I had to deal with the EPA at that point. There are certain times when you have to do asbestos inspections before you demolish buildings. You do not for single-family residences when a city is doing demolition. It's one of the exceptions to the rule. But I just found that indicative of a certain motive when you ask for the building to be torn down, and when it's being torn down, you file a complaint with the state. She sent an email as her complaints began escalating in August of 2024. Quote, I live here, I'm not leaving, and I have no job and a lot of time to focus on why this neighborhood is being ignored. I am not ever going to be quiet about it or just get bored and go away. I'm not the type. You can interpret that however you'd like. She has filed 27 Freedom of Information Act requests in the last year or so that we've responded to all of them, I believe. I already mentioned the EPA complaint. When she doesn't like our responses to Freedom of Information Act requests, or I shouldn't put it that broadly, I'll just say she has filed more than one complaint with the Illinois Attorney General's office. Those complaints led nowhere. She filed an attorney registration disciplinary commission against me. That complaint was dismissed. She filed one against Keith Hill, an attorney that the city's insurance company has hired to represent us in many of these lawsuits. I'm not aware of what happened to that complaint. There have been 12, if I'm counting correctly, orders of protection involving her. Now, some of those were initiated by other folks. Some of those were initiated by her. She had success in at least one. Most of those involved her neighbors. When the mayor sought an order of protection against her, she followed suit shortly thereafter by seeking an order of protection against the mayor and against the codes officer. The court denied all those orders of protection. The court essentially said, there's not enough here to be a dangerous stalking that endangers someone. So orders of protection are not quite as significant as these other things. In 24 LA 47, that's a Franklin County lawsuit. She sued the city and Thad Snell. The court in Franklin County dismissed that lawsuit. She appealed it. The appellate court agreed that dismissal was proper. In 24 LA 48, she sued one of her neighbors. That case has moved along slowly, and there's a hearing on a motion to dismiss her case on November 20th at the Franklin County Courthouse. She sued another neighbor in 24 LA 49. There's also a hearing in that case on November 20th. She sued another neighbor in case number 24 LA 53, who is now deceased. Her case was recently dismissed, but she could file an amended complaint against the deceased individual, I suppose. In 24LM54, she sued yet another neighbor. In 25CH4, she sued Mayor Arview. That case was dismissed. In 25LA2, she sued the mayor again. She filed a motion to disqualify the attorney that the insurance company hired. The judge denied that motion, says that it's perfectly fine for Keith Hill to represent the city. And there's now a motion to dismiss her case scheduled for November 21st. In 25LA3, she sued the codes officer. She also filed a motion to disqualify attorney Keith Hill. That motion's also been denied, and that case is set for a hearing on November 21st. In 25LA14, she sued whom I believe is one of her neighbors. The case appears to be moving forward slowly. He needs to file a response to her lawsuit at this point. In 25LA19, she sued me. The initial complaint was dismissed. She was given 28 days to file an amended complaint. She did that. I'm drafting a motion to dismiss I expect will be filed this week. Court might rule against me. Court might rule in my favor. I don't know. In 25LA20, she sued the city clerk. She also filed a motion to disqualify the attorney Keith Hill. That motion was denied, and that case is now set for a hearing on November 21st. She also went to federal court. All those cases I just mentioned are filed at the Franklin County Courthouse. In federal court, in 25CV 845, she sued the city of West Frankfort, Timothy Arview, and Thad Snell. The federal judge just recently granted a motion to stay the case, in other words, to pause the litigation until the state court lawsuits are resolved. In 25CV 850, she sued two of her neighbors. That case has been dismissed by the federal court. That was another federal lawsuit. In 25CV 1207, she sued the state of Illinois, the Second Judicial Circuit, which comprises several counties, including Franklin County, and she named the Franklin County Courthouse in the caption of her complaint. In that particular complaint, she names 6 judges. She names me. She names a neighbor. There's no real movement in that case. It's difficult for me to tell what's going on in that case. So, when folks do this, you start to wonder about their motives, obviously. Doing our due diligence, we have found that she lived in White County before she came here, and according to Judici.com, she has an unpaid ticket for speeding for $326.36 in White County, and an unpaid seatbelt ticket for the same amount in White County. According to the Franklin County Treasurer's website here in Franklin County, she has not paid her property taxes for the last 2 years. When her building permit, she was asked to amend her building permit, was my understanding, and that was approved after she amended it, asking for permission to build a fence. She didn't pay the city, so she owes the city $180.75 for a building permit. I've also been able, like I said, these are just public documents that you can find on the internet. I've also found that in Morgan County, Indiana, where I believe she lived before White County, there's a judgment against her from Midland Credit Management, Inc. in the amount of $2,979.50. There's no indication that it's been paid, but it could be. There's also a judgment against her in that county, Morgan County, Indiana, by Capital One for $1,129. So folks have financial problems. That doesn't make them bad people. I'm just reading to you what I found from the public record. And there is a rule of evidence that lawyers use in lawsuits that says that essentially you should not reveal contents of settlement discussions. And the purpose of that rule is to prevent a judge or a jury from interpreting a settlement offer as an admission of fault. So if a defendant offers money to someone, we don't want the judge or jury to hear that, because we don't want that to be interpreted as them admitting they're at fault because they're trying to settle a case. Well, that rule does not apply if there's bad faith on the part of one side. And obviously, it's designed to be applied in court, and we're not in court. So I think this is important because obviously a lot of people from the public are here and are interested, however you feel about all this. But she has offered to walk away, sell her house, and never look back if the city will pay her $12 million. So I don't know if I suspect the finance commissioner will confirm for me that the city does not have $12 million.
You're correct.
Thank you. And unfortunately, we're left with no choice but to defend ourselves moving forward. And now that as you heard me earlier, I think it's reached a tipping point. I don't recommend my clients file lawsuits unless I feel strongly about them. Nobody likes going to court and losing. So now, with the council's permission, things will hopefully move in another direction. But frankly, if all this could be put to an end, I'm sure everybody would be happy. And I just want to thank you all for your attention. And unless the mayor has anything else he wants me to say, I'll finish there. Thank you.
No, thank you, John.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. So with that being said, then we move on to item 21, which is audience comments and questions. And I would remind everyone to follow the rules of the ordinance. I'll also clarify earlier whenever I said that I wasn't going to read that part, I edited out some of what the ordinance says because I don't intend to enforce part of this ordinance, which would include fining for certain statements being made. And we're actually, I was talking to John already about amending that ordinance to make the language a little bit clearer and a little bit better. So that wasn't in any way saying, you know, that I'm not going to read to you what your rights are. I'm actually extending more rights and more freedom to individuals speaking to know that there won't be any fining. However, we do ask you to have decorum and respect and, you know, follow the rules. So having said that, then, is there anyone who'd like to speak? Chip?
Yeah, I'm here today because, well, I'm sure you want my name and everything.
Yes, please.
Jeremy. I run a page called Southern Illinois Accountability. And, yeah, that was quite impressive. What's your name? Cantrell? Is that your name?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could, you know, pull up all your cases and stuff too. And, you know, I'm sure you've been to court and you have a long history of, you know, all your cases is online as well. Have you won all your cases in court?
No.
No? That's weird because you just, you know, told them that you don't ever take a case unless you think you're going to win. So it's kind of odd.
I would remind you, you're supposed to address the council as a whole and not individuals, please.
Yeah, well, I mean, I try to do that, but, you know, he's speaking to someone and kind of degrading them, and, you know, that's kind of not fair. But what I'm here about is the 16th, I think it was, this last week. I was at a public office, the West Frankfort Housing Authority. I was there working on a story. I wasn't even inside. And the housing authority didn't like me pointing my camera at their windows, and they called the police department. And I have been there before. I was at the West Frankfort Park back in May, and had my rights violated there. And that time, we was able to come to the agreement that I was doing nothing wrong, and we was able to talk to the chief and get that figured out, that I was legally allowed to be there. And we kind of worked through that situation, but this time the chief's son, he tried to trespass me from that property, and it kind of got heated, and the chief himself came out there, trespassed me from a public area and a public building. And the Supreme Court has ruled on this. You can't be trespassed from somewhere you're legally allowed to be. I was there working on a story. And I've since talked to the chief of police about this issue, but there's just a huge disconnect about public and private property. Now, they don't have a right to just trespass anyone because they don't like what I'm doing there. When you're there working under free press and they don't like that I'm there, I mean, they can't just say they don't like me there because of my camera or because they feel disturbed because of the way I'm dressed. Private property can do that, but public cannot do that. And in doing so, they violated my rights. And So we're right back to the same kind of situation that we were in before. And I've tried to go talk to the state's attorney and, you know, putting you in a tough position again because, you know, I've talked to the chief about this and, you know, I don't want to have to file a lawsuit on the state because the citizens are going to have to pay for this. You know, and I tried to, you know, convey that to him that, you know, that's not what I'm here to do. I'm not trying to do lawsuits. I'm not trying to create a confrontation. I'm trying to help you guys understand that we have a right to be in our buildings that we pay taxes for. And I wasn't even able to complete my FOIA request. He went back in there because I wasn't able to. They trespassed me from a place I was, you know, like if I'm in here doing a FOIA request, just because I'm videotaping or wearing a certain type of clothes, you guys can't say, well, they don't like you being in here, you have to leave. I was doing a FOIA request, and because he trespassed me, I wasn't able to complete that. He said he sent what I had wrote down, some of the stuff I had wrote down. He told them that they had to email me, which I've not received that. So it's a few violations under the color of law. And I am still currently working on that story. I haven't released it yet. Maybe you're, you know, not trying to talk to just him, but maybe you can talk to someone else and get a little bit of information on when and where you can trespass people, because there's plenty of case laws out there, and I've, you know, gave some to your chief there. But yeah, I don't want to have to file a lawsuit. I still haven't made up my mind about filing one on the park. I don't want to have to do that. You have 3 years to file a civil lawsuit. I have 2 more, one on the federal courthouse and one again today in Mount Vernon. So yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm just here trying to spread awareness on our rights. So yeah, Southern Illinois Accountability. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you for your comments.
Yep.
Anyone else? Danny?
Good afternoon. My name is Danny Lowe. I am Vice Curator of the Military Museum in West Frankfort. I brought you a small piece of what we have at the Military Museum. This is a World War II helmet. The gentleman, Sergeant Tomzig, lost his life in 1944. A German guard killed him. I'd been doing some research and had a gentleman call me, and he said, you were asking questions about the helmet up there. And I said, yes, sir, I have been. He said, well, I left you a letter at the museum, and it explains everything about this helmet. And of course, I rushed down the museum, and I was reading the letter, and as I was reading the letter, I had to sit down. He was killed in 1944. A German guard killed him. A German citizen was forced to bury him. The citizen took the helmet and took his tag, and then in 1946, he was able to work with the War Department and a translator, and they sent a letter to the family of this gentleman, this Sergeant Tomzig. He lived here on East Main Street. This is one of the small things that we have at our museum. It's our military history that we're protecting. We're losing it every day. And we're losing room too. But we have so many, our basement is full. I has had a World War II uniform brought to me, and the sergeant that it belonged to, his family brought it in to me. He was a Silver Star Award winner. And I have a picture of him getting pinned with the Silver Star. But we have so many items at our museum. We have over 4,000. Like my wife tells me there's 4,001. Me, she's getting ready to put me down there.
Are you really?
But people come by and check our museum out. We're open on Sundays 2 to 4. Call me day or night, and I'll be more than glad to open it up for y'all. 4,000 items, probably 2,000 in the basement. But this is our military history. This is your history. This is your family's history. Come out and see us. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else?
It was awful nice of Mr. Cantrell to let y'all know about those cases, especially when they are against them as individuals and not as the city. Hi, my name is Tina Rose. I'm a disabled resident and a federal plaintiff, witness, and whistleblower in a case against the city. Robert Stanley came before you on August 27, 2024. On video, he admitted his structure does not meet code, safety, or zoning. He stated his tenants were in mortal danger of fire hazards and an inability to escape in a fire. He agreed where the property lines were. He said he knows every residence has a required setback of over 15 feet or more, and then blamed my fence for being 1 inch away from his house. He then clearly asked you, all of you, to take my yard and give it to him. Snell knew my fence is far on my side of the property line. Snell knew the windows were glass blocked shut and are not escapable in a fire, and that has little to do with my fence. Instead of enforcing the law equally, in that same video, Mr. Snell says the city owes it to him to make it happen. Stanley had just admitted to you of his wrongdoing, the extreme fire hazard of his building, and then asked you to take a piece of property that doesn't belong to him or you. And Snell here says clearly on video, the city owes it to Stanley. Ted Snell made that statement exactly 7 days after threatening to demolish my home for non-existent issues. No, the city doesn't owe it to Robert Stanley. The city owes it to me and to every taxpayer to follow the law. You continue to protect a dangerous structure and threaten another resident because Robert Stanley is related to Roger Stanley here. That is not fair and that is not lawful. I will never stand down as you threaten me and are trying to deprive me of my legally owned and lawful home, so a city council's family member can take what does not belong to him. In your protection, you also show no concern of the safety of those tenants. You cannot threaten me into silence. The city owes every resident protection from selective enforcement, from retaliation for asking that the law be followed. You owe me, as a disabled homeowner, the same due process you would give anyone else. You owe me to not abuse your power and threaten me. Your duty is clear. Enforce the building and zoning codes equally without bias or favoritism. Stop threatening me, stop ignoring my written request, and schedule an independent zoning board hearing with officials who have not made threats or shown bias. This costs nothing. The right thing, the lawful thing, and is and was always free. Enforcing your own codes protects the entire town. What you're doing instead, singling out one resident while allowing friends to break the law, harms the community, damages public trust, and violates the principles you swore to uphold. Changing the local municipal code to help your friends doesn't matter anymore, our view. As of January 1st, 2025, state code overrides local code even in home rule cities. You are violating state code by ignoring this, and you are violating my civil rights by ignoring my request. And each new act delivers a new cause of action for another 2 years. Finally, I want to address those here in the audience. If you don't know me personally and you choose to speak about me here
No,
tonight,
ma'am. You won't
please
address
understand
the
that you're doing
audience.
so
You
placing
will
in the
address the
middle of an
council.
ongoing legal matter. Publicly repeating unverified
Ms.
claims
Rose,
about it. I
you
can't
can end
hear
your
you, I'm
comments
sorry.
now. You can end your comments now because
I
you're
didn't
not
mean my
addressing
time.
the council anymore. You're addressing the public, and I
You can't
asked you
control
to
my
address the
words.
council.
I have a First Amendment
Okay,
right
you're
to
disrupting
speak.
the meeting now.
How am I
You are
disrupting the
disrupting
meeting?
the meeting.
This is my first
She needs to
constitutional
be
right,
removed.
publicly repeating
Tina, they're asking you to leave, okay?
Are you violating my First Amendment rights too?
If that's what you want to call it.
You're telling me
They're
I
asking
can't,
you to
you're
leave.
telling me I
You-
have to
you are
speak
done.
only to them?
That was what they
Well,
just
I'm
said
glad
before
we're
this
getting
started.
all of this on video because you can't control other people's speech. Wow.
We have to keep decorum in the meeting. Please. We need to keep decorum in the meeting, please.
Do you want her removed from the building completely or just done talking?
If she'll stay peacefully,
Tina, they just said you're allowed to stay.
If you wanna
You're done speaking.
5 minutes were up.
no, the 5 minutes weren't up. She just changed who she was addressing, and I asked her to stop, and she refused to stop. So she refused to follow the instructions, so.
How y'all doing? My name is Robert Stanley, and I'm going to start off with something off this paper because I wrote some stuff tonight. I'm actually addressing you guys. I'll start with addressing you guys. I don't know anyone here that would do me. I mean, as a regular citizen, they would do me a favor, but no one that would step over a bounds, including my cousin. I left here when I was 15 years old to never return. I've never lived in Frankfurt. I know your cousin by the same name of you. I knew him a lot better than I knew you. I stuck a sign in my yard of you because the people that respected you and said you were an awesome person, I did that based on them. And I've seen nothing but good from you. And I think the world of you as a mayor, and I think Roger's one of the best men to walk this earth. What he's went through the last few years, most men wouldn't do. And I'm going to tell everyone here that, you know, as his ailing wife, Roger sat there and gave 100% to the city while he went through hell. And then 3 weeks ago, his wife passed away. And I know for Roger to even be here is a lot. But I've had probably 10 conversations with this man since the day I was born. And they're at funerals. But I can tell you right now, everyone in this family is proud as hell of him to have him as a representative of our family in this city. And there is no one better than that man. But I don't know him on a personal level. I've never been to his house. I couldn't drive to his house right now if you asked me to. He probably couldn't drive to my house. He's never been to my house. But I can tell you that we've had probably 10 conversations. The city of West Frankfort's never done anything for me. I came back after serving my country with the intent of making a better area for my family. So my intent was to come back, so I had a little money to give back to the community they gave to me. I started in Orion, I bought about 10 houses, started buying here with a couple other investors, and I ran into a roadblock. That roadblock came in the way of Mrs. Ritchie, I'll just say her name. I love her, she's a wonderful lady, but she and I butted heads. So I stopped. And I kept with Orient, and I started doing where I live up north. And I'm now buying in South City in that area and changing the ways I'm doing things. But I want to start with where I started on this paper. I just had to get that out real quick while it was on my mind. First off, I agree that we should do everything we can for the taxpayers of West Frankfort. But ma'am, well, I can't, but she, the lady that was just up here, is not a taxpayer. She's not paying her taxes. And I'm a big believer in this, that a lion never loses sleep over the opinion sheep. I've said that 100 times. I'm a lion. I don't care what people say about me. I hear it every day. Everybody calls me. I'm a slumlord. I'm a terrible person. But the young lady sitting over here has rented from me for over 10 years. She would still be with me today. I lost an awesome tenant who worked for the government because of the harassment she dealt with from the neighbor. There's a Netflix thing that everyone's telling me to watch called The Good Neighbor. I got to watch that, but that's pretty much what my life has been. I'm not up here to discuss any drama because I don't care about the drama. I don't care what people say. I really don't. That's why I don't have social media and I don't do it. I don't want to answer some of the issues that have been, I do want to answer though some of the issues that have been brought to the city. I began by, I already said that. After a dispute with the city, I decided to stop buying here with one person, and I told you guys that. And I've never bought a property from that point on. But I'll tell you this, I've never bought a property from the city of West Frankfort. I've only bought from individuals, and if anyone can bring up anything, which she claims I've got 20-something properties from you guys, bring up one. I'll give you $10,000 cash today. I promise I'll put it on record. 10 grand cash to anybody can bring up any proof that the city of Frankfort's ever given me a property, because it's never happened. I've only asked for one favor from this city in all the years I've been here. And that one favor was from Roger, my cousin. And I didn't call him because he was my cousin. I was actually scared to call him. I called him because an old lady swore he was the best man to walk this earth, and a tree had fallen on her house, and I went over and removed the tree from one of our family members, and I called Roger, and Roger had the city come over after the storm and remove the debris. Only thing this city's ever done for me that I've ever asked for in my entire life. I have my family. I love my family more than most. My family, I got a lot of them here tonight, mean the world to me. You guys would never know what you mean to me and my sister Pam back there. And I love having that tight family. But I've not lived in this area since I was 14, 15 years old. And once again, back to Roger and I, our relationship's strictly at funerals. He's older than me, and he's worked for the city. He's dedicated himself to working his whole life. I don't know him like that. And like I said, I don't even, I haven't talked to Roger. I guarantee you the last funeral we went to, last time we ever talked to each other. I love him. If he called me, I'd be there in 10 seconds. But I don't know him like that. So please, if anyone in this city knows anything and knows me, and Mr. Willis over here, I went to school, he was older than me, but I knew his wife. I don't know him, though. If I call Mr. Willis, it's probably been twice since I've known the man. And I know of Mr. Saley's. This young man here is so young, I don't even know him. And he's been meaner he's been direct with me. I'm going to tell you right now, I would be out there doing the work on my house. Just so you know, real quick, the house. The house was built by a local builder. And the owner of Mike's restaurant here, Mike's Cafe or whatever it is here in Frankfurt, her family's the one that built it. It was built as a home for their family. Their grandson's a police officer over in Johnson City. And her and I had a conversation about the house. It was built in the 1980s, a block house by a local builder who built several of them. When that house was built, it did not have a garage. The garage was actually added later. So in the late 80s, early 90s. But beyond that, the house was built so they put the block glasses on there because you can go in one door and walk out another. In every room of the house, it was built that way. So they didn't have to have, we're not getting into questions, I'm just saying that's the way the house was built. Since I purchased the house about 5 years ago,
Hey, Rob. Yeah.
it's time, I put $15,000 in it and done a lot of work to it, but I just want to let you guys know.
Appreciate the comments. Thank you. Anyone else?
Good evening, I'm William Nolan. It's worth pointing out that Ms. Rose's cases, only one of them is actually against the city. The rest of them are against city officers, city officials, in their private capacity as citizens. Because, for example, behavior that's outside the scope of one's office, misconduct that is outside the scope of one's office, bears civil consequences. That's what that's all about. That was a very lengthy and complete smear campaign that you ran that went far outside the scope of the matters at hand. You must be very thin-skinned to engage in such a lengthy smear campaign.
Please don't direct individuals. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
All right. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Ida Broski. My maiden name is Stanley. Roger here, and about half of all those over there are all related to me. There is hundreds that I'm sure that know me, that I don't know them, and we are related. But, excuse me? Oh, shut up. What I'd like to say is I have lived here all my life. I know a lot of these folks that I have never, or my family knows those folks, my parents or whatever. Mr. Arview, Mr. Stanley, all y'all, I know y'all, your kids, whatever. I have no problems with the mayor, with Mr. Stanley, has never, ever, of course. Mr. Harkins, sorry. I've just met this young man right here just recently. All y'all, it's nice to meet you. That with you. Mr. Tad here has, sorry, I'll look this way, has dealt with me many a times, and he knows I can be not nice. The cops have always, if I call or have a complaint, or I live in a city district where there's alarms going off, I call, they're right there to see what's going on. I am very proud about West Frankfurt's police Their ambulance, they're awesome. There's many times that my family, elder family, has needed them, and they're right there. We have a great community here, and it just is very disappointing that one person tries to take down this whole city that we have all worked hard to build up and to help one another out. I just would like to say that I am very proud of my name, and yes, I'm sorry, I have had an issue with Miss Tina online here recently, and she didn't mention called names or whatever, and I did have her come back for her every time, but that's just me and my personality. But I would just like to say I'm very proud of this community, of the mayor. No, I didn't vote you. I did not vote that year at all. I had some personal issues, but I don't care. I still am there to support you or whatever, but you know me, I've told you how I felt about things too, and that's just who I am. But the mayor, the police, the ambulance, the firefighters, all of them are great, and I think that we all deserve to stand up and help them when they need help, and that's just how I feel. I think it's awesome that they did the K-9. We got that. We need that. We need help for our homeless. We need help for all that, and I'm just glad that I come from a community that is willing to do that. Thank you. That's all I'd like to say.
Thank you. Let me just clarify also, the issue is not which way you're looking, it's who you're addressing. If you're speaking to the city council and you just happen to, you're indicating the audience, that's not the problem. It's when you specifically say, you need to blah, 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 whatever, that's addressing the person, that's the problem. Because we don't need a back and forth like that. And it's unfair for somebody to have a platform and address you, and then you're there just taking it. So that was the reason for that. Anyone else have a comment before we? All right.
Yes, my name is Daisy Stanley. Ida's my sister. I would just like to say you guys all do a wonderful job, and these are all elected officials up here, and the city is the one that elects them. And if anybody can do any better, they need to put themselves on the ballot and see if they'll get voted in. Thank you.
I agree.
Hi, I'm Minnie Stanley, but I'm a riddle now. I appreciate everything that everybody has done. Thank you for everything. Thank you, all you hard workers, and thank you to the community that actually gives a darn about upbringing and supporting families instead of out to get something. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Anyone else?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Good evening. Good evening, council. My name is Garrick. I represent the Willis family. Just a couple of questions, may or may not be answered. How does this type of litigation affect the city as far as their ability to pay for things? And how does qualified immunity affect individual lawsuits against people on the council as it relates to the payment of fees as well?
John, if you want to answer that, go ahead.
I can try. Qualified immunity generally applies, it's my understanding, to law enforcement. When it comes to us, our insurance defends us, hires an attorney. The insurance company pays for that. They increase our premiums. There's an insurance dispute as to the case that I'm involved in. And because the Illinois Local Government Tort Immunity Act requires a city to indemnify all of its officers, I am billing the city for my time defending myself, and I believe the act requires the city to pay my bills. There's also limits on insurance policies. So most insurance policies are limited at 1 million. Could be 5 million, could be 10 million, I don't know. I don't know what the limit is for the city, but I doubt it's 12 million, I'll put it that way. So there are significant expenses of defending these lawsuits. And obviously, the insurance attorney works with me a lot. You know, we share information, we work together, and the manpower hours that go into responding to a lot of these lawsuits, it's not just a bill that the city pays to me, those are taxpayer dollars, obviously, but manpower hours should be considered. So the amount of time, I can't put a percentage on it, but me working with the mayor, the codes officer, the city clerk, the amount of time we spend dealing with Tina Rose is unbelievable compared to the amount of time we spend doing everything else for the city. And if we eliminated that problem, and we're going to try to do that through the court system and do it correctly, it would allow all of us to spend a lot more time doing things that are much better for the city. And that's why my ultimate opinion is that that litigation is motivated by bad faith. And my purpose in disclosing what I've found through public documents is not to smear anybody. It's to demonstrate a financial motive, you know, a financial incentive, and that happens in a lot of cases, not just these ones. I hope that answered your question.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, I'm Lee Caldwell. I know all of you up here, and I am a concerned citizen that comes forward with my issues and talks to you all. I know that this has been really hard for the past couple of years to have a couple of individuals monopolizing your time, and I just want to remind you about what the rest of the citizens in this city do and why it's so great here. I have a group of women who volunteer to tackle things in the community. We decided over the weekend that we needed to start a food drive. We only have one food pantry operating in town. We're very concerned about the potential for SNAP benefits to be delayed. We've been doing this for 2 days. We've raised $1,200. We have food being dropped off, overflowing everywhere. And I just want to remind you all how many great people can come together in our community, and we appreciate you all for your volunteering to lead us.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, there's a lot of you guys. Hello, my name is Lauren. I am the woman in the garage, the woman that was the stalker, the woman that had the cameras pointed at her window. I lived in that home for many, many years. It was up until the beginning of May where I was so scared for my life that I moved out. I ran away because I didn't know what else to do. The woman chased me down the alley while I was mowing my elderly neighbor's lawn. You know, they couldn't do it, so I did it. And she would chase me down the alley. I'd have to go all the way around the block just to get away. She'd scream at my children while they were outside when they were walking their dogs. The new neighbors, the new people who live there, she's got the same problems. She's texting me. She's like, my kids are terrified. She's outside screaming at them, yelling at them. What do? I said, I don't know. I had to leave. So it's all one-sided until you see the other side. I lived there. She got pulled out of her home by a big old German Shepherd. I stood outside, waited on the locksmith with her. Happened again. I let her in my house, the house that she's complaining about. She sat there while she waited on the locksmith. And then a month later, her dog runs out and attacks me and my dog. And I had nothing to do but protect my dog. I was injured from it. A couple weeks later, she comes to Thad and complains about the grass in the alleyway that I didn't get to mow because I was injured from her dog. So yeah, we see one side of it where she complains that the house is built up to her fence, but she doesn't mention how that fence was built because her dog attacked a neighbor. And then she built it up against my fence and gets mad when I can't mow around it. There's two sides to every story. You guys know who you're dealing with. I'm too nervous to finish this because I don't do this stuff. But yes, we are all still in lawsuits. We are all still dealing with it. I am as well. I've got a couple dismissed and some still ongoing because it's just a never-ending battle. So for those of you who have read the story and understand both sides of it, I appreciate you because I've lived here for 10 years. My children go to the same school that your children and grandchildren go to. They know each other. You guys might not know me, but I'm sure we've all kind of heard each other's names. But that's all I really have to say, because that's all I can think about. So thanks for your time.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. Before we move on, I do want to address, I thought of something earlier that one of the reasons for our attorney giving that detail is because we are elected officials, we are fiduciaries of your tax dollars, so it's important for you to know. I mean, you just see an item on here that we're, you know, we're pursuing litigation against someone, and, well, why? So he was giving you the why. As fiduciaries of your tax dollars, it's important for you to know why we're doing those things. All right, so then that moves us to item 22, approval to go into executive session for discussion pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2C1, C5, C6, and C11, which would be personnel, buying and selling of property, and pending litigation. So do we have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
All right, call roll.
Commissioner Harkins?
Yes.
Commissioner Stanley?
Yes.
Commissioner Howard?
Yes.
Commissioner Warren?
Yes.
Mayor Arvio?
Yes. And I would ask you, the young lady that's helping us prepare for these audits is actually working in our council chambers, so we have to have our closed session out here, so we would ask you all to please leave in an orderly fashion and respectfully, but.
You don't have to go home.
Right, exactly, exactly.